Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love, and today we're gonna be making some delicious keto tamales or tamales. So these here are queso con rajas, which is a chili and cheese tamale. They are my absolute favorite flavor of tamales, and you guys are going to be obsessed. So I know a lot of you made the pork tamales and you guys were obsessed with those. So these here are absolutely delicious and I cannot wait for you to try. Okay, so now I'm gonna walk you step by step on how to make this simple recipe. So let's get started. Okay, so you have your bag. You're gonna get your chili, throw it in there. Okay, and we're going to let them sweat. So you have to wrap it up like this so that they sweat. This one's almost done. Needs a little bit more. So the trick here with the jalapenos that I just recently learned is that the seeds are not what actually cause all the spice. It's actually the veins inside. So we're gonna make sure to take most of them out because I like a little bit of spice, but sometimes the jalapenos are so spicy that I can't even eat them. So I'm gonna try to take out all the veins. So like that right there. So the vein is right there and they usually run all the way up. That is the spicy part, just FYI. Let me know if you already knew this about them because I literally just found out. I thought the seeds were the spicy part basically my whole life. They're vein and seed free, so now we're gonna slice these. Okay, so now here we have our chilies that have been sweating. These are our Poblano chilies. So what you're gonna do is you can either just do it with like a little napkin, run these through water. Usually a napkin works really well, or you can get like the back of a spoon, anything, you see? And these are not spicy, so you don't have to worry about, your fingers being all spicy, like a jalapeno or habanero or something like that. But this is how you would peel them. So if you have like a napkin like this, then you can also just like wipe them down and then it pretty much just comes off, okay? And I'm gonna do that for all three of them. And I will show you our next step. It's okay if a little tiny bit is on, like it's not gonna make a big, it's not a big deal, but you just don't wanna leave all of it on there because of course this is a little bitter, right? Because it's like charred. See how easy it is? Boom. Boom, almost all of it comes off. So now we're gonna cut them in half. And basically I just rinse them. And I'm using 3, but you can use, I would say 5 or 6. Obviously chilies do have carbs, but they're very low in calories. So you can use them somewhat as like a filler, okay? Just so that your tamales aren't just stuffed with cheese. So, and these are delicious. Like the rajas these chilies are so good. This is what we make chili rellenos with, just FYI, or chile rellenos. Sometimes when I'm speaking English, then I just say like chili rellenos. But, hi guys, I just make myself laugh sometimes. But, okay, don't mind me. Let's get all the seeds out. And these are not spicy, so you don't even have to take out the little veins, but you can if you want. Okay guys, so I used 3 chilies. I am making a small batch just to show you. You would want to use double this amount, okay? So you would want to use at least 6 chili poblanos because this is what came out of 3 chilies. It's a very small amount for this recipe. So I'm actually just making a half recipe to show you, but the full recipe is at least 6 chilies. And if you really want to use like 8, it's gonna be, you know, even better. So just, I'm kind of giving you an idea of, you know, how many chilies you can actually use for this recipe. Okay, so now we're gonna saute our onion. We're gonna use a little avocado oil, just like so. Maybe what, a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of oil. Onion. Of course, if you hate onion, then you don't even need to add it. But for me personally, I think it just adds to the flavor and I love it. Okay, so now, oil's nice and hot. Go ahead and saute our onion. Do you guys love the smell of onion? Let me know. You're like me. Okay, so we're using some of the chicken bouillon. We're gonna do a tablespoon. Okay. And then we need some garlic powder. So just do about a teaspoon. You can use fresh. Fresh is totally fine. Also, what is it? Onion powder. I just ran out, but we're doing 1 of garlic, okay? Now we're going to mix this up. Okay, and now we're just going to put our strips of chili poblano right here in the middle. Whoopsie. And we are going to now saute this all together. And if you don't want them in strips, again, remember, just cut them in half, dice them, whatever you want, but this is how they're traditionally made, so it's how we're making them. Okay, and I did end up cutting up a little piece of jalapeno with a spice, because this one here, remember, this has no spice. So we're just tossing that all in. Okay, so right now we're just making sure that our chilies mesh well with our onion flavors. And next, what we're gonna do is we're throwing in 2 ounces of cream cheese. Here's 1 cup. Okay. We're gonna do 1 more cup. Okay. That's 2 cups of cheese. I'm using the Mexican blend, but you can use Monterey Jack, mozzarella, what else? Honestly, it's your cheese of choice, but Monterey Jack and mozzarella are the most popular for this recipe. I just have a Mexican blend at the moment, so that's what I'm using. So now that we have our chili made, we have our masa made, and we have our soaked corn husks, we're gonna get started. And if you guys want a detailed step-by-step on how to make the masa, I will link a video here, which is the one to my pork tamale recipe, and I go step-by-step on how to make it. And if you just want the written recipe, because you're like, girl, I just want the recipe, go to my blog. It's linked down below as well, and I have the written step-by-step recipe on the blog. So make sure you check that out as well, which is at lowcarblove.com. So this is basically, you just get one that's pretty big. Okay, so we have a tiny bit of lard, and you want to just spread a very, very thin layer on your corn husk so that later when you're actually, once your tamales are cooked, they're not going to stick. Okay, so you're just gonna press everything in. Okay, so now we're gonna get about a spoonful of our cheese mixture, and you can, if you really like spicy, you can put a little slice of jalapeno right here. And then you're just gonna roll it up. This is a small one. You can tell it's like a little bebito, little baby one. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna hurry up and make a bunch of them and show you what it looks like. Okay, so these ended up cooking for 45 minutes. And you know they're done when you open one up and they just come apart. Not come apart, but like come off the leaf like this, okay? And then you still have to obviously let it cool for a little. You know, once you turn off the heat so that they don't continue. If you leave them too long, then they get all soggy and kind of wet, so you don't want that either. Okay guys, so here are tamales. These are, or tamales. Here are tamales. These are the queso con rajas, which is chili and cheese. They are my absolute favorite tamale flavor, or tamal flavor. So I wanted to show you what your masa should look like when they are completely finished. And it should literally just come off the husk like this. And sometimes they might be a little bit more wet. So you can pull it out, let it sit for like a minute or two, and then try to do that. And if it still doesn't, then you know that it needs a little bit more time. But let's cut into it so that you can take a look at the filling. But I'm telling you right now, this right here is life. It has the Poblano chilies, it has jalapeno, the cheese, and of course you're gonna use your cheese of choice, but it just doesn't get any better than this. It does not get any better than this, guys. So of course, my favorite part, let's do a taste test because you just can't go without a taste test on this. And oh my gosh, this is like a regular tamale. The masa is perfect, the filling is perfect. I'm telling you, you have to try this. If you want a pork tamale, I have that as well. I will link it down in the description below. But this right here is super simple. And I mean, for me personally, it's just, I mean, you can't go wrong with cheese. So yeah, I mean, obviously try them both. If you already did try the pork tamales, please comment down below. Let everybody else know how great they were, because I know a lot of you made them and you guys were obsessed. So it makes me so happy when you guys make my recipes, and of course when you enjoy them. So there they are, the cheese and chili queso con raja tamales that are amazing. So I hope you really enjoyed this recipe. This one here, I hold it dear to my heart because I've been eating it my entire life, except that now, of course, I make it with my low carb masa, which is delicious, and I can't wait for you guys to try it. And thank you for subscribing to my channel. Make sure you have your post notifications turned on so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you still want a little bit more of me, then make sure you're following me on Instagram and on TikTok, where I share a little bit more of just healthy and quick meal ideas, as well as a glimpse into my everyday life. So thank you so much for joining me here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.